Hi everyone, Lillian the vegan here with a recipe for wholemeal pita bread. Unfortunately, living here in Sendai in Japan, we don't have pita bread readily available as you would in most supermarkets in other countries. So I'm forced to make my own, and I do actually prefer to make my own because I know exactly what's going into them, and they are so easy to make, as you will see. So I'm going to use my bread machine. If you don't have a bread machine, go and fucking buy one. The reason I say that is because in this day and age, enjoy the high tech, enjoy the technology. Why, stand up kneading bread dough for 20 minutes when you can pop it into a $100 machine? Mine costs less than $100, and press a button and it does all the work for you. So if you don't have a bread machine, go and get one, because I'm going to be posting a lot of bread recipes. Today let's get on with the recipe at hand, which is the wholemeal pita breads. Here I have 400 grams of bread flour, strong white flour, and I also have mixed in 100 grams of wholemeal flour. Okay, so 400 white, 100 wholemeal. The 100 wholemeal, you can use different flour. It's totally up to you. You can use graham, rye, whatever you like. Doesn't matter. It's not going to change. Just use the exact same recipe, but always put 400 white. I recommend it. It just balances out very well. So give that a bit of a mix. To that, I'm adding 10 grams of sugar, white sugar, 10 grams of salt. I always use sea salt. Give that a bit of a stir, and 300 mils of warm water. Touch it, it's not hot, it's warm. So I don't use tap water, I use boiling water and then just let it come down to the temperature that I like. Put your finger in it, it shouldn't be hot. So warm water, 300 mils. Okay. And then I'm going to put my flour or bread mixture in. So that goes in. And with the bread machine that I'm using, my dried yeast, which is also 10 grams sugar, 10 grams salt, 10 grams dried instant yeast. Easy to remember. So with my bread machine, my yeast goes on last. Please do it the way your bread machine requires, because everyone's bread machine is different. Okay, now the setting for the bread machine, you want it to knead for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to put the setting on for 15 minutes kneading and then rising inside the bread machine. You have to do the first rising in the bread machine, and then we take it out. So the pita bread dough is ready, and I'll show you, it's doubled in size after having risen in the bread machine for less than 30 minutes. That's the beauty about a bread machine. It doesn't matter about the outside temperature because the temperature is controlled inside the machine. So it's been kneaded in the machine 15 minutes, rested in the machine for about 25 minutes, and it's now ready to take out, which I'm doing now. Then you want to just form it into a ball. Don't worry so much. I'm not a baker either, and I really don't fuss about putting it into a perfectly shaped ball. So it's in a ball now. Pop that on a nice clean counter, and then you want to put a damp towel over it and let it rest. This is what we call bench time. Kind of like what's going on in my life at the moment, bench time, resting. So on the counter for 20 minutes. The pita bread dough is now ready for rolling out. It's had its bench time, its rest time for 15 minutes or so. And now what we're going to do is, forgot my bread cutter, divide this. There's 500 grams of flour in total. I make 16 portions Okay, so again, like a cake, divide it into 16 portions and then roll into little balls. Okay, that's the next step. So one is about that size. And I'm going to do the other 15 and then get back to you. The pita bread dough is now in 16 little balls, and while you're rolling them out, you don't want them to dry out, so use that same damp cloth that you had on the dough while it was resting, while it was doing its bench time. Okay, grab one of these little babies, work on a well-floured countertop, yeah, because you don't want them to stick. They won't actually, they're not very sticky, these ones. And then you're just going to roll them out, add flour to help make it easier to roll out. They take me about 20 seconds per ball to roll out because I like my pita bread small. I don't like them so big. I prefer them small, and that's why they take less time to roll out. So there's one. It's about the size of my face. Yep, so 16 of these. Roll them out, make sure they're floured well so they don't stick together, and then we'll get on to the baking of them after that. Okay, time to start cooking the pita bread. I'm using a fry pan. There is no oil involved in the baking process, right? So you've got your beautiful rolled out pita bread. The fry pan's on a medium heat and it's hot, it's ready to go. You want it on a medium flame so that you don't burn them, and it's about 20 seconds per roti each side, maybe less actually, 15-20 seconds per side. Here's another one, look at that, check it out. That's totally like, oh yeah. So my beautiful pita bread's already finished, done, easy as, and look at the result. Gorgeous, gorgeous, fresh, hot pita bread. I'm just going to eat it on its own because it's nice enough to eat on its own actually. But pita bread you can eat with curries, dips, think hummus, olive dips, anything. A lot of vegans, vegetarians, or anybody wraps things, puts things inside the pita bread, wraps them up, so take them to work and have them make some like pita rolls or something. Yeah, use your imagination. So I'm going to do the taste test, but I already know how wonderful they are because I make these all the time. Anyway, itadakimasu. Why buy dry, yucky, horrible crap pita breads that have probably been sitting in their plastic bags, for a day or so, when you can do that? Well, you can do this. You can make them yourself. Don't be lazy. So give them a try. Let me know how they go. If you have any questions, get in touch. I'd be happy to answer them. So, thanks for watching and see you next time.